So, this is a podcast. We're going to be talking about Pokemon Colosseum and my thoughts on every single Pokemon. This is going to be really fast. I'm going to just nail them out and I'm going to tell you what I think of all of them. So, basically, what backstory time before anyone really joins the stream is that I played this game a lot at my cousin's place. I want to say like 2009. And he had on his Wii and he had a blank memory card. And I asked if I could play this game. And I got hooked to it like immediately. So I just kept playing it and playing it at his place like the whole weekend for like 4 days straight. I was not amazing at Pokemon, so like mind you that I was pretty bad. But what happened is that I got to mid battle with Entei with where you had to catch Entei, and I got stuck there. And besides that, he was pretty fine with me keeping the card and doing and playing it. So I was like, oh woohoo, this is great. Like it was really nice. And little note is that I pretty much played it so much throughout the years. I've beat the game like 3 times. I almost 100%ed it, except for doing the level 50 stadiums a time, and then one time I kind of stopped playing near the end, which was when I was a child, and kind of wanted to restart. But I was on fire. Like I was on top of the world of this game. Like I was crazy, and I was like, heck yeah. But we're gonna be talking about. I keep stuttering. So we're gonna be going over pretty much what I think about every single Pokemon. This is gonna be based on what moves they can learn, and how good they are in 2v2, and how much of support they are compared to the rest of the cast. And this is what we're working with. They're all in Pokedex order, so I'm gonna be going to order, and like this makes me really self-conscious about how not self-conscious, but how conscious it makes me conscious that there is so many Johto Pokemon in this game, but Hoenn gets like nothing, which I mean makes sense. Oh, Kanto remake was on the way, Ruby and Sapphire were the thing, and Johto barely got anything. So of course it makes sense that they would make this game have a ton of Johto Pokemon. I don't really like Johto Pokemon, but someone just joined as soon as I said that, out of context lines. But I'm this is going to be based on multiple things. Some of these Pokemon look like they'd be amazing, but trust me, they actually have a lot of flaws when it gets down to brass tacks. I think especially one in the third row might come to shock some of you. I mentally thought out in my head about many of these. So there's a few categories. Super Poggers means that they pretty much are amazing for like every part of the game, which means even from beginning to end, they're just crazy. I have a few tabs open for like the list of what they get as their first 4 moves, the Colosseum teams they can learn, and a tab where I have their Gen 3 learn sets pulled up. I would just Google search them, but I have some other stuff going on in the background involving work, and I don't want to accidentally put any personal information out there that I might have typed in my Google search bar. And so, yeah, I'm basically using any of this preset. So, without further ado, let me talk about what I think of all these Pokemon in order. Let's get started. So, to start things off, I think Meganium and Bayleaf, originally, like if we were talking about regular like Smogon or just even regular casual battles, I'd say that Meganium is a horse crap Pokemon. But in Colosseum, but this is a list that is relative. This is a list that's basically saying what Pokemon are amazing compared to the other options in the game that you can get. Like, let's say that you are playing Colosseum without the ability to transfer or put in any Pokemon from any other game. How will they turn out if you only use them based on the tools that are within the game itself? I think that Meganium and Bayleaf is okay. Sunny Day, Razor Leaf, Body Slam, Synthesis is your first 4 moves, and it doesn't really learn anything else besides Grass type moves. By the time it really does get to like something else, it's pretty much too late for this thing to really matter. Sunny Day Synthesis at the very beginning of the game would be pretty dang good if there wasn't another mon that will probably come up really quickly that doesn't do this much better. But for what it's worth, if you want a mon that is just a solo grass type and you don't have a lot else to work with and it's like a big hole in your team, then just pick up this thing and just mess around with it. It could be a lot worse. It does have Body Slam going for it, which is really good because that paralysis chance is very nice. So that's pretty good. I keep getting a Discord notice. So, Quilava and Typhlosion. I usually say that Typhlosion is a pretty. I don't like its design much at all. But this isn't a list on design, and in battle, it's very one-dimensional in most generations. But in this game, it's actually really good because it has two things going for it that make it amazing. It's one of fire is an amazing type to have. Because even though that surf, rock slide, and earthquake are very rampant in doubles, this thing has 100 base speed, which means that most things it can outspeed. And match that with Flame Wheel, which has a lot of BP on a 100 speed Pokemon with a 110 or something like that base stat for special attack. This thing hits like a truck. Almost nothing will really outspeed it in all of Colosseum when you get it to Typhlosion. If you're able to have the patience when you get to Agate Village for this thing, it does a ton of work. I've only ever used it in one of my playthroughs, but it pretty much was one of the Pokemon that grew on my team the fastest because of how good it is. For Alligator, I don't think, yeah, this thing is another case of it doesn't learn too much. Surf and Rain Dance on its own, if a Pokemon can learn Rain Dance in this game, no, not Rain Dance. If a Pokemon can learn, well, Rain Dance and Sunny Day are both amazing, yeah. But if anything can learn Surf in this game, there's something about Gen 3 Surf that you probably do not know. It doesn't hit your ally. Surf, even though no Pokemon can learn it by HM or TM, if a Pokemon naturally comes with this move, they are probably one of the best Pokemon in the game because it is so spammable, especially because Rain Dance is easily like the best weather. The only thing that doesn't make this thing super duper good is that the rest of its moves are pretty lackluster for the most part. Like looking through its TMs, I mean, like Dig isn't a thing that's in the game. Like Earthquake, you only get one thing of, so you have to cut some corners. I actually you can teach this thing Ice Beam, Focus Punch. You can teach something Brick Break, can't you? No, yeah, you can. Okay, interesting. Okay, this thing might actually be super. This thing might actually. This thing it might. I might. I'm gonna think on this one. This might be a super Poggers This thing actually kind of packs some heat. I think the one other thing that makes it really hard to justify this in the top tier is that it's doubles. So like this thing's kind of frail. And there's a few electric and grass types that get used a lot in Colosseum. Luckily, not too many, but there are still some that are way beyond grace. I'll think about this one. This one will be in the back of my mind. I might put him up here. Furret's really good. I know it sounds crazy because Furret usually is not overwhelming at all. But you know, look at this. Look at this. Quick attack, Iron Tail, helping hand, strength. That's pretty busted. Like that's literally so solid, and it's fast. Like this thing kind of slaps at the beginning of the game. Like when you like until you get to like the under, like this thing kind of has a lot going for it. It's kind of crazy. Like I'm just saying, if I saw one of these things on like these things kind of spooky. They got some stuff going for them. I definitely think this is good. The only thing that really holds it back is that it definitely has move slot issues because it cannot learn like anything else that really matters, at least to my knowledge. Thanks. Come on, you can do this. Come on, why? All right. Am I gonna have to really go to the Pikachu page and then just type in the Pokemon's name? This is gonna be so annoying. I might as well just type its name on the search bar. Come on. Hello? Hello? Alright, fine. I'll type in Furret. Jeez. Love ads, love ads, love ads, love ads. I should have just had all this pulled up on like a favorites bar or something. It takes forever for these things to load. I might just come back to looking at it later because this is really no purpose. It kept giving me issues before. Even when I went into like Task Manager, just all my other Chrome tabs were making this thing suffer. Whatever. Like I can close out the ads fine, but then when I go look at, oh God forbid, I go open up the learn sets and suddenly it's like, oh, doesn't want to do its thing. But whatever. Whatever. Alright, let's move on. Noctowl actually is pretty good. It's carried by like one move. That's Hypnosis. Oh, and Reflect. I forgot this. Oh, Stealing Fly? Okay. One thing about HMs to note is that you can. Oh well, that finally. These take forever to load. Oh, it does follow me. Okay, this thing is a. Oh, okay. That's actually really good. Oh, this thing. Oh, I didn't know this thing could learn this many moves. Alright, egg moves and breeding and tutoring don't count, but like, wow. Okay, this thing just might be better than only good at the beginning of the game. That's kind of nuts. All right, Noctowl's Noctowl. When I had to look over all these Pokemon, Noctowl is the one I feel the most confused on. Like, his move pool's great. And Hypnosis is probably one of the best moves you can get to put something to sleep. But like, that's kind of it. It's really weird. I hate ads. I hate ads when they put stuff that like kind of gives away where you are. I mean, I know that one part of my name is literally like a university, but like I hate it. I just still hate it. Stop, please, stop. I want to say that this thing's okay because like overall as an attacker, it's like whatever. I'll say it's good. Like it's good at the beginning of the game for like just statusing up stuff, but it's not good defensively. Then again, I forget it also gets insomnia, which is really nice, but like otherwise not. Ladian. I'm going to type in Ladian's name in here while this thing shows you what moves it can learn. Prepare to be absolutely in shock. You have a move that swats it out with any stat changes. And its moves that it has are Safeguard, Supersonic, and Comet Punch. Literally none of its moves matter. And then, since it's level 40, to make matters worse, it doesn't learn a single flying or bug type move. You cannot teach it any of these via TM. Because guess what? Aerial Ace isn't even in the game, so it can't even learn any of its stab. And the only bug move it can learn is Silver Wind. And guess what? It's not learnable because you can't breed anything. This mon is awful. Literally any move, the only thing that you could really make an argument for is that double edge agility with baton pass and safeguard might be funny, but it comes in very late in the game where it doesn't even matter remotely in the slightest, not whatsoever. It is just without a doubt an awful Pokemon in a game where there are already a lot of Pokemon. I probably spelled that thing's name wrong. I definitely had to spell that thing's name wrong. No, I spelled its name right. What? Why is it doing this? Stop yelling at me. Stop yelling at me. Stop yelling at me. Good website, by the way. That's okay. I remember enough about Ariados to talk about him. Maybe I can just hit his name. What am I doing? Why is this yelling at me? That's literally how you spell its name. Yeah, literally. What is this thing doing? Why is it doing this? All right, you know what? Fine. Fine. I will play this game with you. Oh my god. Thank you. Jeez, why is this site so incompetent? All right, Gen 3. I'm not in the right spot. Gen 3 learn set. Wow, all these Pokemon are not available. Agility Psychic. That's not really too good. Oh, alright, so this Pokemon, I think. No. Stop. Alright, so Sludge Bomb is nice. Sludge Bomb is really nice. That's a really good move to have. Spider Web is nice too to capture things. Scary Face might matter. Scary Face actually might come in play sometimes. It's one of the only status moves that affects an opponent because they don't really like the switch. That kind of has a little bit of value. Leech Life sucks. Leech Life is garbage because this isn't Gen 7 Leech Life. Then again, doesn't really learn any other bug moves because guess what? They don't really have any bug TMs, so that's on them. So this thing just kind of is. Yeah, this thing doesn't really learn that many other attacking moves. This thing's just. It's okay. It's okay. Like, so Braum is good. That's about it. There's nothing else. If it could have better things than just two good moves, I'd consider it. Its ability's nice though. This thing comes way too late. It's literally the last one you get before you do the challenge, and you're not gonna be running this thing. It's not good. Flaffy. Say what you want about this mon, it is actually so stupid good. It's so stupid good. This you get it at the very beginning, not the very beginning, but you know what I mean. Pirate Town. Pirate Town is what I consider to be the very beginning of the game. It has Thunderwave, can get Thunderbolt. You can teach it weather, like Rain Dance. It has static. What else is there to say about it? It's just a paralysis machine. It just hands out paralyzing like everything. You can learn Focus Punch. You can teach it Thunder with Rain and make it a stupid Thunder spammer because its special attack and attack are both really good. It's just kind of in a little bit of an awkward speed tier. Usually Ampharos is kind of meh as a battling Pokemon, but in this game it really shines. It's just one of the absolute best pickups that isn't Raikou. Sudowoodo. It's carried by pretty much having Rock Slide. But after you realize that Rock Slide is about the only thing going for this mon, you don't want to use it. Rock Slide is a great spread move, and it's the only mon in the early game that really learns it, outside of another Pokemon that is absolutely terrible. I don't even know what the Pokemon that I'm thinking of even learns it, but it's just bad. This thing is amazing. This thing is the best Sunny Day user that isn't Entei. Because Chlorophyll, Sleep Powder, Synthesis, and Solar Beam. Or I'm not sure. Is it Solar Beam? I don't think it's Solar Beam. I think you can get the Solar Beam. Yeah. This thing is literally the best Solar Beamer in the game. This is also another thing I'm tempted to put up here because I jump bluff. The only thing that doesn't is that it has a bunch of weaknesses that suck. But this thing hits you, it has so much speed. If something sets up Sunny Day and you can somehow make this thing live a turn, this thing just hits like a truck. It has that one turn where an ice type or a fire type could easily dismantle this thing. But like if you set this thing up, the payoff is so big that it's almost unfair. You can cheese so many fights with this thing. Especially since you get Solar Beam's TM really early, this thing can just spiral out of control. And a Sleep Powder, so it can also put things to sleep pretty much at the very beginning of a turn. It's so good that I just can't say anything else about it. It speaks for itself. I think. No, I'm doing it relative. I can't put in super good because if it had less weaknesses, this would be an easy super. But the weaknesses that it does have, like flying types, are everywhere in the game. Flying types just absolutely kill this thing. And so do ice types. This thing has no real way to deal with ice types unless you were just flat out faster with it or have a fire type teammate. Apom. One of my absolute favorite Pokemon as a kid. This thing doesn't learn too much though. Swift is good. Baton Pass would be nice if this thing learned something like... If this thing learned like Sword Dance, this thing would be stupid. I would consider it amazing just for it being a Sword Dance Baton Passer. But it doesn't... They give Baton Pass to like things that don't learn status. Like moves that make you get anything else. It's okay because I guess Swift on this thing... I don't know. I feel like that's not the truth. Like, oh, okay, it gets agility at level 50. Wow, okay. Actually, that's pretty nice. It does give a few attack moves. I guess, yeah, I can teach it probably something like Thunderbolt or whatever and just be weird. A Thunder coming from Apom sounds absolutely hilarious. Yeah, it's okay. I wouldn't say it's bad. If it didn't have like a few TM attack moves that it could learn, I'd definitely call it bad. Or if it didn't learn any stat boosting moves, I'd call it bad. But Agility Baton Pass is never something terrible. But this Pokemon, on the other hand, it's just one of the worst Pokemon in the entire game. There's literally no use for this thing. You could literally use it like any other grass type and get more value out of it than this. Even Meganium is much better than this thing. This thing learns about absolutely nothing. It doesn't even learn... Oh, well, I forgot it learned Sunny Day. Growth is I mean, yeah, Solar Beam Sunny Day combo, amazing. Good job on them for realizing that. Ingrain, cool. Well, you can't switch after it, so it kind of is really bad. But Sunflower stats are awful. It has horrible speed, which means that Chlorophyll won't even do it justice. And there's literally 2 other Sunny Day users that have much better stats than this thing. Not only is it so late in the game, but it also barely learns anything outside of grass moves. Similar to Meganium, you see a trend here? If it can't learn a lot of attack moves, then it is pretty much walking garbage. That's what it is. Yanma is it's Pokemon that sounds so good on paper and then falls flat completely in practice. Speed Boost, Detect, like that's just the Mega Sharpedo strat. But then it learns Supersonic, Sonic Boom. It cannot learn any of its stab in game. Nothing. It can learn it would like once again, guess what is missing from the game? Aerial Ace. That is literally the only flying type move this thing can learn. It would have really been beneficial if this thing could learn Fly, because then I would say that any Pokemon that if it could learn Fly, then it could speed boost off Fly or Detect and just become wicked. This thing would be good if it actually could learn speed boost. It's the only thing that makes this thing not bad. The only thing that makes this thing not downright terrible is that it can at least, like, can it? I don't even know if this thing can learn. Can this thing learn anything? Oh, it does get Wing Attack. Okay, never mind. All right. I forgot. I thought this thing only got Wing Attack off like of an egg move. Okay, never mind. This thing's solid. It's pretty solid. Not good, but it functions. Detect Wing Attack is still okay. I'm about to say, like, it sounds nice. No, it's not nice. It's horrible. Quagsire. Guess what? It learns Mud Shot. It learns Surf. Slam is garbage. Don't keep it. Amnesia is okay, but I wouldn't recommend it. On the bright side, Mud Shot and Surf are about as good as you are getting with this thing. But guess what? I'm technically also fooling you, because there is one other move that this mon eventually gets. That is a one single TM. It's doing it again. All right, well, I'll pull up in a second. I'll let you have your time. Gives me the error thing. I'll just pull up again. I think it gets Earthquake without having to waste a TM on it. Earthquake is so good. This thing's just good. It's slow, but if you can keep this thing alive and just let it exist, the benefit is massive. It's slow, but it's a bulky boy. This game hands you... Alright, I'm going to have to... Alright, fine. Let me do this myself. Wish I had an editor so I can edit this out. I don't think you can learn Toxic from Thanks. Alright, we'll look at it later. Take your time. It's taking its sweet time. I really chose the worst day to stream this list. Okay. I don't know what that ad was, but that was weird. That was weird. Alright, so Espeon and Umbreon. I usually don't like evolutions, like, at all. I'm sorry for anyone that likes these Pokemon that has to hear that and has absolutely no clue that I just do not like these Pokemon. You could hold me, you could hold a bunch of swords up to my head. I will not change my stance that I think that evolutions are probably the most overrated Pokemon that have ever entered planet Earth. I like their concept. I think it's been dug into the ground, though. But these two mons, to say that they aren't powerhouses that literally you get at the beginning of the game for free is an understatement. These things carry so hard. They are so good. Oh yeah, I guess Rain Dance and Earthquake. Yeah, this thing's oh yeah, and Yawn. I mean, Yawn's not amazing, but like Pokemon won't switch really, so you know. Yeah, this thing's kind of freaky. The reason I'm doing Umbreon and Espeon at the same time is because they're about the same. I think Umbreon is slightly better because it's much tankier, but like, yeah, Faint attack at level 36. Confuse Ray. Moonlight. Like, you can do some pretty cracked stuff with them. Colosseum Bite. Yeah, Taunt. Yes, Taunt. Yeah. Yeah, just Taunt and put, like, some other moves on this thing. Yeah, it's nuts. Psychic. Morning Sun. Like, that's... By events, yeah, it has Reflect, Confuse. Like, yeah, you have to wait a bit to get this thing to, like, Psybeam and stuff, but, like, level 30 says, like, Psybeam and Faint Attack. That's pretty nice. And they're tanky, too. And they have Synchronize, so you can't really get status, too. These things just live forever. These things are amazing. They are literally so good that it amazes me that two of the best... And the best part is that because they're at the beginning of the game, you can level them up as much as you want. Like... They're the only two Pokemon that, because like to get to Gate Village is like you have to get all the way to Hitmontop before you can purify any Pokemon. These two don't have that restriction, so you can just cruise with them and get them there really fast. And they're so good. The payoff is so good that they've almost convinced me that there's just no better alternative than just using them. They just have so many good things going for them that if you're willing to put, like, at the beginning of the game, they have the benefit that they don't get restricted by levels. And then in the second half, they learn a bunch of crazy stuff. And they're tanky. And they're kind of fast. Especially Espeon. And they both have Synchronize. Dude, they just live everything. They're nuts. They're nuts. When I looked at this list, this is the Pokemon I'm talking about, by the way. When I said I was not expecting this thing to look as good as it does. Murkrow is crazy. It has a really high attack stat and speed. And it makes me realize that why this thing is not in most little cups. This thing gets to learn Nightshade, Fly, and Faint Attack. That already should say enough about it. So you get something that damages on your own level if it's tanky, and you get two moves that are at stab. That's really good. It's a good Pokemon. I think the only issue is that there are other dark types. That this game has so many dark types that many of them just do much better than it. But like from this to Rogum Tower, this thing can actually put in some work. It's deceptive, and it has Insomnia. Misdreavus sucks, I'll just be honest. Its stab sucks. Like, its Ghost is physical. It has, like, no physical attack because there's no split yet. It doesn't have, like, any real moves it can learn. It starts off as Shadow Ball, Confuse Ray, and, like, Mean Look, and it doesn't help because it does virtually nothing. I need to get up and get a drink. So, Fortress is where I'll stop for just a second. I'm going to go grab a water out of the mini fridge. Fortress, if this game was singles, it would be a top tier easy. Because this thing has the moveset for singles. Explosion, Bide, Rapid Spin, Protect. Can learn Spikes later. Like, if you're doing, like, the level 50 challenge, learn Spikes at level 49 Gen 3. If you're doing the level 50 challenge and you're doing singles, please use this thing. Because Protect, Explosion, Spikes, Rapid Spin, bruh. that's cracked. It can learn Double Edge at 59, which is also pretty good, I guess. I think it can also learn Sticky Web. I don't know, but it doesn't really matter for this mon, because not really one. And the only thing that's weak to is fire. It has a bulk ton of resistances. It's just a good mon. The only thing that makes this thing also have a slight issue is that it's really hard to raise, because you pretty much have to just let it be a sitting duck for EXP. But in stadium modes, it's cracked out of its mind. It would be top tier if it was easier to raise, probably. Dunsparce, I really don't want to put this in horse crap, but honestly, it's a horse crap mon. Has terrible stats. It learns Glare and Yawn at the same time, which makes no sense because you're only going to want to be using one status move anyway, and Takedown is just an RA move. That deals recoil to it. I don't think there's anything really good that goes for this mon. I used to always care about getting it with Keen Eye, but that's because I just wanted to mess around with it. It's bad. Gligar is the epitome of disappointment. It should be good. It should be. But then you look at this thing's moveset, and there's a fun fact about this mon. It doesn't learn a single ground or flying type move in its learn set. Not a single one. And that is not a, I'm guessing this and suddenly it knows Wing Attack. No, it literally cannot learn anything. There is also no move reminder, mind you. So it doesn't even have that going for it. It is just flat out terrible. Feint attack is cool. Slash is cool. It's what makes it okay. But this thing has no stab. Unless you really want to teach it Earthquake. In which case, more power to you. I think Gramble comes in way late. Doesn't it? No, it's actually kind of close. Scary Face, Roar, Strength, and Bite. I guess Roar is really good. So is Strength. Like, I don't know what you want from me. This Pokemon, I guess, is pretty bulky, which is nice. It provides that, and it's absolutely better than Dunsparce. And I'd say it's about on the same playing field as Apom, so I would say that this is about this. It's gonna be doing this to me again. Okay, I see how it is. I'm not gonna bother looking at a stat. I don't really care about using this thing. I've only used it kind of in one playthrough, and I was like, yeah, this thing just kind of, outside of tanking, it doesn't do too much. And it kind of appears too late to really matter. Once again, Quillfish. Well, I'll say this much. I forgot it learned Minimize, because originally I was going to say that this thing is just a garbage water type, but I forgot that Minimize and Surf. Why can every water type learn Surf in this game? Bruh. Crunch. Oh, it's got. Oh, it can. Oh, it kind of has a lot of moves that I can actually learn. Hold on. Yeah, that's a lot of moves. Okay, I kind of forgot it could learn all those moves that it can learn. Okay. Maybe Granbull's no, because Apom can kind of also, but Apom's better support. This thing's, but yeah, this thing's just more tankier. I'd say they're about the same. Quillfish Minimize Surf is such a funny gimmick that I just I can learn Poison Point or Swift. Can't I learn like Poison Point and Swift Swim? Just yeah, right? Isn't that two abilities? Like both of them are just stupid. Oh, thank you. I can just check this though. It's no big deal. I feel like it can learn both Swift Swim and Poison Point, so you get one of them. Yeah, Poison Point, Swift Swim, both of them are good. Oh, could you imagine that thing? Oh, yeah, this would be an easy good Pokemon if it can learn it. Oh my goodness, if it can learn Intimidate in Gen 3, oh, forget it. This thing would just kill. Minimize lowering physical attack and surfing? Oh, that just sounds gross. That sounds gross for this game. But nah, it has to be just whatever. Good, but class later, of course. Shuckle. Shuckle is literally like the second to last Pokemon you get, isn't it? Yeah. Safeguard, Encore, Respite. Heracross. Heracross is a god. What can I say? This thing can do reversal. Can do what can it do? Can it? I think it can learn Endure. This thing can do Endure reversal sets. Yep. And it has Brick Rake and Counter. It can learn X Scissor via Learn. And it has Swarm. Or it has Guts. This thing is a killer. It's so good. Just never let this thing exist around a flying type, which plagued this game. It's just so good. It's so good. Like, dude, this thing carried me kind of through the last part of like Rugum Tower because you had to deal with like normal trainers and then dark users. Like, this thing is and it's fast. It's fast too. It's actually deceptively fast. It's nasty. It's so good. And every time I look at this face, it reminds me of one of the Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine robots. Like the little alien. It's like the alien, the green alien from like third level. That goofy. It's the goofy smile. Sneasel. I actually do not know much about Sneasel. I've never used it in playthrough. Icy One's good to control. Feint Attack's good. Okay. And it's fast. It's actually one of the fastest Pokemon in the game. I say it's probably I think it's good. Like Icy Wind and Feint Attack is no slouch to laugh at, and getting like Hyper Cutter too. This thing actually has a high damage output. I think it's just probably like a glass cannon. Remember that much about it. It seems like a glass cannon Pokemon. Ursaring. Lick slash Feint Attack Fake Tears. I'm glad that they really are addicted to using Feint Attack on like every single Pokemon. Not as bad. Hey, you get a move that doesn't Miss. Band attack doesn't miss, right? Yeah, it has full accuracy and it's like 60 base power. That's pretty good. Gets a lot of attack moves. Lick sucks. There's no one denying. Fake Tears is okay. Maybe not. I don't think it's really that good. Look. If something's better than Dunsparce, it'll just go here. I don't think you can get much worse than Dunsparce. Okay, I really need my drink soon, but let me stop at Slugma. Slugma. I've tried so much to make this Pokemon work. It never works. It's slow as bricks. Very feral defenses. Macargo has 2 quad weaknesses. It gets Rock Throw and Flamethrower. But Flamethrower, since remember that Rock is physical, and Macargo is a mostly special mon, means that one of its types is just completely killing it. If Macargo was a solo fire type, I might say that it would be worth the struggle. Because Flame Body, Sunny Day, Flamethrower on Macargo's very beefy special attack. Kind of sounds nice, but because it is also a rock type, it is one of the absolute worst Pokemon in the game. Quilava and Typhlosion are literally so much better. Alright, I'll be right back. And we're back. Hope you guys like the background. That is my absolutely destroyed bed. That the laundry is definitely put away. About halfway through this list. Actually, more than. Pillow-Swine. Pillow-Swine's good. I would think so. Dig and Blizzard. Blizzard is stupid. I think, like, this thing has a lot of special defense. It's tanked a lot of moves that I thought this would kill it. Mostly I'm going off of memory. I don't remember how absolutely amazing this thing's like stat pool distribution was, but don't know why it has Odor Sleuth. I know why. I get what they're going for. I get it. They want you to Odor Sleuth and then have a target that can get perfectly hit by Blizzard, I think. Is that what they're going for? Doesn't Odor Sleuth make it to her? No. That's not how it works. No, no. That's not how it works. Right? Wait, there's no way. That's stupid. That's not working how it should. Moves the target's immunity. Ignore any change. Yeah. That's not that's not how that's supposed to work. I see what they were trying to go for, but that's absolutely not how Pokemon moves work. But you know what? It gets a free Blizzard. Blizzard's expensive. I'll give it that. It's okay. I'll give it that much. Octillery. This thing is level 20. It is so easy to accidentally kill. And then if you kill it, you can't catch it until the end of the game after you beat it. I wish I was kidding. On the bright side, it learns so many beams that I nicknamed mine the Beam. Too bad that it doesn't learn its own stab, though. Octillery is kind of fun to run. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but like, you have to put so much effort for this thing to work. Like, it doesn't do like anything. It's just, yeah, being level 20 at the very beginning of the game when you kill it, and then like the only time you can recatch it is like after you beat the game. That's kind of bad. That's stupid. That is stupid design. I want to speak to whoever designed that choice. Delibird. Blizzard, attract, present, fly. I will say this, thank God it does not only know present, or I would really just... Thanks. Thanks. I mean, don't think Delibird learns much else. It's... whatever. I don't really know what else to say about this mon. It's just I've never really ran it. I think it's kind of okay. Maybe not like amusing. Yeah, this thing learns about all it can really learn. That's a shame. Big shame. Yeah, I'd have to do some really stupid move. Mantine. It pains me. I absolutely love Mantine. Mantine is one of my absolute favorite Gen 2 Pokemon. I think it would easily be in my top 10 Gen 2 Pokemon. It might be even top 5. I think it'd be top 3. Nah, it'd be top 5 because I could name 3 off the bat, like more. Like, dude, this thing, if it learns Surf, all it'd have to do is learn Surf. It learns Bubble Beam, Supersonic sucks, Wing Attack is okay. Takedown, like, you have to. It has such good special defense and Water Absorb. It is literally like screaming, I am a water tank, and it doesn't learn Rain Dance, and it doesn't learn Surf. It doesn't learn one of those moves. It's like, come on. It screams potential. I mean, Water Pulse, Confused Ray would be kind of funny. It just doesn't get anything else without effort put into it. That's what really hurts. Man. Like, I mean, for level 50 stadiums, not even for that. You know what? I'll give it this. Until you get Suicune, it is easily like really good. Probably the best, like fastest water type attacker in the game. So you know what? I will give it that. But once Suicune comes into the picture, it's very obvious which one is much better. Skarmory, once again, another Pokemon that if this was singles would be absolutely stupid, but since it's double format, it doesn't really have too much going for it. Good, this does get really good move. Actually, yeah, I'll put in good. Here's the reason why. Because even though I said that this thing, like, it's like Fortress to me. Where is it? Oh, I forgot. This does it. Dude, this is throwing me off. Where is it? The Mon? Who did I put? Yeah, where is he? Skarmory. Drill Peck, Air Cutter, Steel Wing. Cool. Awful to Purify. Much as the Johto Legends, but hey, you know what? Big hefty reward. It's a big. The only thing it's weak to is electric and fire, and once again has many resistances. And you can teach it toxic and sandstorm and protect, and make it stally. Doubles is usually faster, but this thing also works well in singles. The only thing that holds it back is that obviously in doubles, in Colosseum, it's whatever. Houndoom is so good. I wish I used this thing earlier. This thing might be better than Entei. Well, no, it's not. They're about the same. I might move it down. Flamethrower and Fan Attack. This thing is lightning fast. It steamrolls everything. Like its Flamethrower with the special attack and speed this thing has just goes off. Just please let it kill any sort of physical threat because this thing cannot take a physical hit to save its life. But hey, for a late game Mon, this thing is so good. You could probably isn't this level 48? Yeah, once you purify it and it hits level 50, you can use it to cheese the hell out of like stadiums. It's so good. Stantler. It has Hypnosis. It has Takedown. It has Astonish. Astonish is kind of bad though. It works, right? It's okay. It could be this thing. At least it's fast and has Insomnia. I mean, I don't know what else to praise about it. Smeargle, Double Slap, Sketch, Tail Whip, Iron Tail. You only get one opportunity you get a few opportunities at Sketch. You could give this thing a really stupid moveset, but once again, you have to get it all the way to level 75 before you could really do that, so you better pick your options carefully. On paper, this thing has the potential to be really stupid. Racing for very late game. I forgot I had that as a category. Actually, let me move you down to here because I pretty much consider. I wish I could make a separate tier talking about Smeargle being the powerhouse of potential. Like this thing would absolutely be one of the peak best Pokemon in the game because it could theoretically learn anything. And since it's doubles, it's so accessible. But the problem comes in with that you would have to wait a few levels to make it matter because there is no move reminder. So you would have to do it every 10 levels. I think that's how it works in Gen 3 with this thing. I know it's how it is in Gen 4 now, but you pretty much have a bunch of opportunities for it. And even then, even if you don't want to do that many, Iron Tail's still pretty good. Tail Whip obviously isn't. Tail Whip is funny. I'm surprised it has that instead of like Screech or something. What's next? Hitmontop. Amazing Mon usually. But in this game, all it really gets is agility and triple kick. It has no really good fighting type moves. Because the only thing it can really get is Brick Break, and then otherwise, and then it just keeps having 4 move slot syndrome. Intimidate is good. This seems really good, amazing in the amazing game. I'll say that like it is amazing for a very long time, but once you get like really later on in the game, its cracks begin to show. Oh, we get back in there. Okay. It's good until it's not. Miltank. There's a lot of normal types, and I don't really like normal types, so obviously I'm not a fan of this trend too much. Milk Drink Roll and Body Slam is actually really annoying. And Defense Curl. Yeah, this thing's crazy. Hold on a minute. This actually is pretty good. Stat-wise? I'll say it's good. I'll say it's good. I should probably put Skarmory up here too. That seems about fair. Miltank. I mean, remember that this is relative. I keep wanting to say that, like, oh, it's Miltank. Miltank sucks in general. Like, why would you use Miltank? But then I'm like, what else is there that's really better than it? Like, the reason I can't say it's amazing, but I can definitely say it does what it needs to. Oh, it can learn Heal Bell. Okay, I mean, Body Slam, Milk Drink, Heal Bell, and like one other like status move, or like even like yeah, just any. Oh, wow, this thing can learn a lot of interesting moves, and it can set up weather. Oh, if this thing could learn like dual shields or something, then I'd just really be like, I underestimated this thing. Can you get water pulse? And you can't. Okay. That stinks. Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. You all know where these 3 are going. They are literally just so they don't have a tier of their own, but Raikou Suicune is literally like one of the best like leads. Oh, that didn't help. I was like, wow, that little bit of space is like giving me like just it's killing me, but these 3 are amazing. They're so good. Suicune can reflect, Calm Mind, Surf, Rain Dance, and is stupid. If you are willing to put in the effort and get her all the way to level 60, it is just easily, without doubt, the best water type. Raikou, what does it get? It can Rain Dance. It can, I think, this thing gets Light Screen, I think. Doesn't it get Light Screen, like, as a move it just gets from existing? Doesn't it? Where's Raikou? Oh, it gets Quick Attack. Rain Dance. I want to say that Raikou gets Light Screen as a TM. In which case, if it does, I'm moving. No, I can't because Ampharos, even though Raikou is better in the later stages, Ampharos is so good in the beginning of the game. Like by far none. Thanks. I fixed it. Oh no, it wasn't Calm Mind. I called it something. I did something else. Okay, it gets Reflect. I think both of these get Reflect. Yeah, it gets Reflect. Yeah, both of them get Reflect. I've said Reflect a lot. Have you gotten sick of it yet? Yeah, that's pretty solid. Thunderbolt, no, Thunder, Rain Dance, Reflect, and maybe Quick Attack to get like a chip kill. I mean, you're just mostly gonna need Rain Dance and Thunder because this thing's fast. So it can pretty much just spam that, and then you can use. Then Suicune just covers ground rock. Yeah, no wonder. Yeah, it's a really stupid strategy that cheeses most of the game. Entei gets like Fire Blast. I don't really Entei. If this thing didn't have Sunny Day, I'd say that it's yeah, I get Sunny Day, Bite, yeah, Fire Upping, Bite, and whatever's useless, but like. It gets Flamethrower and Fire Blast and Sunny Day. And it gets Reflect. All three of them get Reflect. That's crazy. Bro. Oh my god, I forgot. Suicune. I didn't mean to say. Suicune. Suicune. Also, I forget gets Safeguard. Yeah, all three of this is cracked. These guys are crazy. There is no way I can say that they're any worse than this. Tyranitar. You get it really late, but trust me, purifying this thing makes the rest of the game so much better. I mean, this thing just can do anything you want. You want it to work, you want it to rock slide everything, go ahead. You want to make something else set up weather and have it spam Blizzard, go ahead. Or teach it Fire Blast in Sunny Day, boom, big damage. Thunder and Rain, kazap. And it gets Crunch. This thing can also learn Earthquake via level up. It's so good. It's so gosh darn good. It is so good. If I could put a Pokemon from this tier, any Pokemon in this tier, this thing would easily go there. It's a doubles Titan. With only one Pokemon that is possibly rivaling it in that department. This Pokemon is actually so good. Hariyama is amazing. It's so bulky and so underrated. It's slow, but it takes everything. It's a fighting type. The very first Shadow Pokemon you get can do... I mean... This thing also gets Guts. So you can just do whatever the heck you want with the status of it. You can teach it Seismic Toss, Belly Drum. It's Knockoff. I forgot. Although Knockoff is only really good in the stadiums. Wait, is it? Is it level? Yeah, never mind. You can't get Knockoff. I thought. Smelling Salt is whatever. Belly Drum. Reverse. I mean, yeah. Belly Drum Reversal. I mean, opponents, remember that these strategies sound like gimmicks that are just funny, but like remember that the opponents aren't made to be super duper like competitive in Colosseum. Medicham and Metatype. I mean, Calm Mind. Man. If you really wanted to sit down and teach this thing Psychic off of Calm Mind, and then have its other moves be like Shadow Ball and what else was it? Reversal or whatever. Knock yourself out. If there was a move reminder in this game, I would consider it pretty much almost. No, I'd say it would be top tier easily if there are so many Pokemon that would probably have their spot switched if the move reminder was a thing in this game and it wasn't only in Gale Darkness, because Elemental Punches on top of Calm Mind, on top of learning Psychic, can learn dual screens. Like, what doesn't this thing do? I guess Safeguard, which is not even gonna matter because it can learn Recover. I forgot about that. Yeah, if it had a move reminder, this thing would be busted. I will say though, for the beginning of the game, as a Psychic and Fighting type, this seems pretty defensive. It packs a punch and it's huge power, so it just kills everything. Plusle. There's no Minum. Stats are bad. Its ability is useless. There's nothing. It comes to you at level 13. It's literally the lowest level Pokemon in the game. Not much else to say. Flygon isn't as good in doubles as you think it is, but I will say, since there is like no other really good dragon, there's the other one next to me. There's only 2 dragons in this game? Dang. I mean, the dragon pool before Gen 4 wasn't that big, so I mean, I'm not too surprised. Like, dang. Flygon's good though, but I wouldn't say it's like absolutely incredible because it doesn't learn Earthquake. You have to teach it via TM. Its original moveset's kind of whatever. Vibrava kind of sucks in terms of speed. It's really hard to raise. Good thing it evolves into Flygon like literally the second it gets its level raised. Moves it learns is okay. Like Dragon Breath, Crunch. I mean, Dragon Claw. You can teach. Yeah, it requires too many TMs to make it work to be a top tier. It requires a lot of work for it to be on a team. Like it can't just fit on every single team. But on the teams it does fit on, it does do a good job. And Levitate, any Pokemon that has Levitate, you know, usually or Flying type is amazing because it means like it's less Pokemon that have to deal with Earthquake, which is going to be pretty much spammed. Altaria would be amazing if it knew Hypnosis rather than Sing, because Sing is actually 55 accuracy compared to 60. But I will give it this, that a Dragon Flying type like itself that has Natural Cure means that this thing can have some big longevity. But honestly, once you get to Flygon, I really don't see a reason for Swablu or Altaria to exist, because there's just so many better flying types, and it still gets killed. Both these both get killed by Ice Beams, but this thing can learn so many other attacking moves and have different purposes with all of them. Like, this thing's much better with special moves than Altaria. And if you honestly really want to use anything that just has like Hypnosis or Sleep move, you have this for Sleep Powder. You have you have this for Thunder Wave, which is pretty much how I got most of my Pokemon. This has Hypnosis and is much better at it than Swablu, because once again, Hypnosis is better than Sing, as sometimes the accuracy will come into play. And yeah, that's it. Tropius, we're down to 3 Pokemon. It's a chlorophyll Pokemon that doesn't learn Sunny Day, which would be really good if it did. Yeah, teach it on its own. It comes in way too late to really matter. But it's okay. I still think that this Mon, because it has Sleep Powder and Sunny Day on its own, has a lot more utility than this thing. But it does what it does. Although this thing definitely is slower. Tropius is slower than Jumpluff, by the way. Absol. I was originally thinking that Absol was just kind of going to be a whatever Pokemon because Houndoom exists, but this thing, looking at it, that's stacked. Swords Dance / Feint Attack, that's just crap. And it doesn't even need to be purified to have all these moves. That's crazy. This thing, I'd never use it in a playthrough because I just opted to use a different, like, I opted to use like Houndoom or Tyranitar, but I need to try this thing out sometime. It doesn't learn anything else from Learn Ups. It does learn a ton of TMs though. So you could, most of these are special. The only thing I guess you could really teach it would be, can you even teach a Pokemon for, well, nope, not in the game. Okay, well, most of the stuff. Iron Tail? I mean, I guess you could teach it Iron Tail if you want to get like really out there with the move. Or, wait, Frustration Return a thing? No, I forget you can't get Return or Frustration. Oh, you get Return. Well, Return on this thing. No, because you already have a normal type move. I don't know what you teach this thing, honestly. Maybe a weather move. I don't think Taunt's a TM. Taunt is a TM. Okay, well, you can teach it Taunt. I mean, it hits like a truck, and I don't even remember. Oh, it hasn't. Doesn't it have Intimidate as its ability? I swear it has Intimidate. It's gotta be. Pressure or Super Luck? Okay. What Pokemon am I thinking of? Well, obviously, Pressure is the only ability it has, so I guess PB Stalin doesn't really exist in doubles. Would I say it's better than Houndoom or Umbreon? That's what we're comparing it to. I mean, Swords Dance on this thing. No, it's pretty good. I won't back down for saying it's good Mon. We're finishing off with an absolute cake. The best solo Pokemon in doubles. With literally almost everything intact, by the way. This thing in Ruby Sapphire, Emerald, Doubles OU has the reputation for being the absolute best doubles Mon. That using it or Gengar, or using not both at all, is considered shooting yourself in the foot. Because what this Pokemon can provide in doubles is just so good. It even keeps this reputation in Gen 4, by the way. It is an amazing lead. It has amazing defensive stats. It only has 2 weaknesses, fire and ground. It can learn so many different helpful moves. It can learn both shields, I think. It can learn Protect. It can learn Sludge Bomb. It can learn Earthquake, Meteor Mash, Agility, Hyper Beam. Even Iron Defense is still pretty good on this Mon. And it doesn't even end there, because it has clear body, meaning you can't get intimidated. It is a perfect teammate to have for any of the rain spammers, because they can constantly protect this thing. Because fire and ground works so well. But you can have Suicune as a teammate, and this thing is practically unkillable, because Suicune can just take care of its weaknesses, and Metagross can hit a Meteor Mash. No, it can hit some other move. And this thing can Earthquake like any electric type, or you can teach a Sludge Bomb to get rid of the grass types that might threaten Suicune. He's just way too good. He can fulfill way too many roles. Like Meteor Mash, yeah. Like look at this. Rock Tomb, Sludge Bomb, both shields, protect. Hyper Beam sucks, but like this guy's he's pretty caked. He's caked. Metagross is caked. Like Shadow Ball, yeah, this thing can just go to town. Like what else can I say? This thing can put on a choice band and look scary. It's like Shadow Ball. Like in theory, I mean, you can't really obviously make this thing probably a choice bander in theory because it doesn't learn the necessary attacks for it. But like in theory, if you didn't want to use Flygon or anything other like that, you can make this thing just have Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Earthquake, Meteor Match, Choice Bandit, and just slap everything in the face. So this is my list, yeah. Um I'm still not gonna move Croak. I'm not gonna move for Alligator. I think everything above it is justified. I don't think it's that revolutionary. I think the only thing I'm really thinking about is moving Flaffy down to good. But it's so good at Thunder Waving and being a Thunder spammer in general until you get Raikou that it can just really just clean up games like no one's business. These two, great attackers, great clerics, great defensive Pokemon. This thing is a bug and fighting type that can just dish out damage like no business, has Endure Reversal. These three are the best weather controllers in the game, and Raikou, Suicune is easily one of the best leads, but can also be challenged by Metagross and Suicune, as these two are probably the best defensive core that you can start out with, because these two can just spam Surf and do anything else like no one's business, because both of them can cover each other's weaknesses, especially if you are using a Metagross with multiple attacks. Skarmory would be great if this was all singles, but it still is amazing as a defensive Pokemon and is one of the best Sandstormers besides Tyranitar. Also, why did I... Oh, Okay, well, I should have probably moved Metagross down here, because Metagross deserves to be down here and not up there. But these two are pretty much mons that belong up here, but consider these two like the same tiers, pretty much. Yeah, these two are pretty much the same tier. Don't think they're not. This just means that they come like at the late part of the Rotom Tower or after like the main story. I should say, I probably should have wrote this as super powders, but now that I'm saying that, you probably won't get that. If you got this far, at least. Houndoom's amazing, super fast, has flamethrower, feint attack. What more could you want? Also, it can just dish out damage and pretty much one hit KO almost anything that is weak to. Smeargle and potential. Smeargle is the what people would probably say as like the Melee Fox of 2008, where back in that time with Melee, everyone was like, Fox has the potential to win a major, but like can't do it. Like Smeargle has the potential to probably be one of the best Pokemon on this list with Sketch because of how easy doubles are, but it has to have a bunch of potential cracked at it, and you have to pretty much carefully align what moves you want this thing to learn. But it could probably be an absolutely amazing choice bander or whatever else, because this thing can learn a bunch of physical moves. Like, man, imagine getting like Rock Slide and Earthquake on this thing, and like some like normal type move and Swords Dance. Oh my god, Absol Swords Dance. Oh yeah, just end it. Tyranitar, obviously amazing. Amazing mod, needs no speak about it. You can pretty much make this thing. These Metagross and Tyranitar are pretty much just like make your own type of dinner. Like they're just pretty much a buffet of make these. You can make them special. You can make it physical. You can do whatever the heck you want. The Absol Swords Dance, critical hit, like everything. Once again, another feint attack. You won't be missing any of your moves. Yeah, these two are okay. They're great at the beginning of the game, have good speed, good coverage. This thing's just a really stupid sleep powderer. This thing is a great tank, has Earthquake on its own. This thing would be amazing if it was a singles-oriented game, but can still do that in level 50 Stadium. This thing, pretty bulky. Can do whatever the hell it wants with Body Slam. Can be a really big pain in the butt. Hariyama, amazing. Metacham, amazing. Both of them are great attackers, and Metacham would be in a top tier easily if it actually can learn moves. Vibra Flygon takes a little bit more work to put together, but once you do, it can have a lot of really good special coverage, and it has Levitate, which is something that not most mons in this game have, so it's appreciated. Most of these are going to not be short. Fur, it's great because it learns a lot of the support moves for a normal type and actually can hit kind of hard with strength and Iron Tail, but it is pretty much a really risky maneuver to take. This seems the best hypnosis thing in the game, or the best thing to put sleep in the game besides Skip Loom. Skip Loom or Jump Pluff. The only thing that really holds it back is that it doesn't really have a lot of attacking moves, which while Jump Pluff has Solar Beam and Sunny Day. Sudowoodo, Rock Slider, but pretty much outclassed really early. This thing would be great if it was in the game earlier, but it's pretty late. This thing has minimized surf. It's annoying, but it's a gimmick. This thing has Fantac and Icy Wind, so it can at least be a really massive speed control, which is nice. This thing, special defense cannon, doesn't get surf, which sucks. And if it got Rain Dance and got Swift Swim, that'd kind of be a broke combination. Has very bad move slots. Should be a good Pokemon on paper with Intimidate and really just great support moves, but it has like almost no good fighting type attacks besides Brick Break. But you'd have to put the effort in for that. This thing, yeah, once again another story. Outclassed by the Grass type, doesn't learn a lot of good moves. This thing just kind of sits and does whatever. Yeah, I guess you could use it as Agility Baton Passer, and that's kind of it, but it doesn't really do much besides that. It's no threat. This thing is whatever. It has Detect Speed Boost and Wing Attack, but it gets really just nothing. It dies to any like rock move instantly. This thing has no really good attacks, so I guess Fan Attack doesn't matter. This thing just does whatever. A little bit of a tank. Can do like Slash, I think. I can't remember what this thing even said. This thing just Slasher, nothing special. This thing has Blizzard, nothing special. Has moves that aren't present, but it's still nothing to worry about. Hypnosis, but slow. Hypnosis, but fast, but isn't really tanky at all. This thing just sucks compared to Jump Pluff. Literally last one you get. No good moves, very bad stats, no good moves. Stats kind of are not where they should be. Has very bad moves. This thing I don't even need to discuss to tell you that this thing will just sit there and do absolutely nothing on the field worth talking about and won't speed up your game at all. This thing is very slow, very frail, and does not have a payoff for when you evolve it. This thing is way too low leveled for it to really matter. Noctillery in this game compared to every water type is just kind of whatever, and this thing is literally the lowest level Pokemon you get and does absolutely nothing because Minun isn't there and its move pool sucks. Thank you. Wow, we took an hour, but I'm glad we talked about all this, so now I can finally put this thought to rest. All right. Fun stuff. This is going to be an interesting YouTube video. I wonder what some sort of comments I'm going to get. All right. Well, all right. Well, now we are done and ready to move on with this stuff. So let's call it quits. Woohoo.